What's up, guys? This is the first episode of Someone Else. We used to be called Unpopular Opinions. It's been about 4 or 5 years since I did one of these, but we got a new name and a new crew. I was recently on their podcast, and they were gracious enough to come onto mine. Please welcome Dakota and Randy.
Ooh, Randy here.
Look at that. And Dakota
What's up,
here.
guys?
What's going on, Clay?
What's happening?
Not too much, man. Just hanging out.
I mean, I believe we're all hanging out right now.
Yeah, I guess it's an understatement. But so today's episode is actually a kind of crossover between my podcast and Randy and Dakota's podcast, Here's Someone. So this will be up on my channel as well as their channel on Spotify. I'll put the links up there so you guys can check that out.
I believe it's called collaboration.
Here's Someone
Whatever.
Here's Someone is available on Overcast. It is available on Radio Public, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts.
Ooh, we're fancy, right now.
I'm still in the process of digging the series back up, so you can find us here on YouTube for now.
Yeah, for now.
Other ones later.
And then if you go to Anchor as well, technically any podcaster, you could probably hear my ad, and it's amazing, I guess.
Yeah,
his ad is really amazing.
If you're listening to the audio version of that, you probably already heard the ad right just a few seconds ago before the cast started.
Oh yeah, the first time I listened to their podcast, I thought that was just a standard ad that they forced the Anchor users to put on their shit. I had no idea that, but that out of feeling, that was sick.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Probably if people are watching the video section about this, they're probably like, yo, that voice does not match with that face, but that face has got a good voice.
You kind of got a Critical vibe going on, if you know who that is.
Yeah, you're talking about Moist Critical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's he?
I know exactly. He's a YouTuber.
Okay.
Yeah, he's my height, but he's got like this super deep voice. You'd never believed it was coming from him.
Hey guys, this is Moist Critical, and I just want to talk about,
Well, your voice is super deep, man. It's pretty unique.
It is pretty deep.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, true facts, at my job, a couple people look at me and pretend like, that guy doesn't have that voice, does he? Like, yes, I do. Apparently my fucking stoner face and slash hair, apparently everyone's surprised how deep my voice is.
Yeah, you have the stoner vibe. The voice.
Are you pretty tall, dude? Are you pretty tall, dude? Like, we've never met in person.
No, I'm like Randy's height, or are you a little taller than me? Yeah, just a little though. Oh yeah, dude, it's like 1 to 2 inches.
3.
So like 5'7", 5'8"?
At least my dick bigger.
Possibly.
Not bad. We're getting right into like the personal shit. I'm 5'6". I'll lay that out there.
Yeah, I'm like 5'6" or 5'7", so.
I'm like 5'5".
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're in the short guy club.
Come on, ladies, if you like them short guys.
All right, this is the podcast for you. 2 out of 3 podcast members.
I've never done video before. This is so fun.
Okay.
So, all 3 of us combined to make 2 people hosting this podcast. That's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Who's gonna sit on whose shoulders?
We can finally get on the roller coasters, dude. Let's do it.
Oh. I was not prepared for that. Fuck.
I feel it. Man, you gotta steer into the skid with that shit, I've learned.
On this episode,
It's the only way.
Little people, big internet.
Oh my
Wow.
God. It's okay. Randy, back in high school, he told me he would dare me to run across the quad saying they're after me, Lucky Charms. I refused. I never took that money.
I was a terrible
Wow.
middle schooler. I was a terrible.
Well, it was that middle school.
You're such an asshole, Randy.
I know.
I thought you were cool, man.
I used to not be. I think I'm all right now. I think now.
I think we all used to not be at one point. You know.
I beg to differ. I've always been cool my whole life, so.
Oh yeah, people like me and Dakota, we're just born without flaw. But I do empathize with the people like Randy that have to go through those phases, you know.
Don't fucking club me up with you, nerd. Alright?
I don't even have a comeback for that. I was expecting to be turned on so quick.
Yeah, sucks to be you, nerd.
Oh, I'm turning the chair.
I don't want to be.
I'm turning the other cheek. That's all I can do.
Well, fuck you guys for turning your chairs while I'm on my.
I turned back too soon. I caved.
God damn it, me and my poor problems.
Polar.
My poor people problems. This is why I play free-to-play games.
Yeah, but there's some good free-to-play games out there.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
It's worth it.
I've heard. I haven't played very many, but I only play like 2 games. So.
What games do you play?
Mainly, and I think they kind of go hand in hand, just Mortal Kombat and Tony Hawk, the new one.
I would be at some Mortal Kombat, hands down. Tony Hawk, I'd get schooled.
Okay, you'd get schooled at either one.
No. I'm like, I play fighting games like religiously. Like the top 2 would be fighting games and RPGs for me.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
See, I just play Mortal Kombat. I'm not even a huge fighting game guy.
Yeah, man. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, fucking Tekken. I'm talking about like Virtual Fighter, shit like that.
I've had some fun.
Have you played the new?
Yeah.
I've had some fun on Tekken. I'm not great at it, and I definitely am not a fighting games kind of guy. But me and Coda got downs on a decent amount of Tekken. It was pretty fun.
Well, I've had some fun on pretty much all of them, Tekken, Street Fighter, but the only one I've ever been halfway good at was Mortal Kombat.
That's fair.
Have you played 11, Dakota?
Yeah, I actually own 11.
Oh, damn, I was going to say.
I think we can play it together as well, unless you got it out there in South Kakalaki.
What?
That was... You're the one who said it. You said it on episode 1.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you said South Kakalaki. That's how you introduced where you lived in the first episode.
Well, South Kakalaki, not to be mixed up with South California, SoCal.
Yeah.
Fucking retarded.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying at first, until I remembered.
Yeah, actually, true facts about Mortal Kombat. The first job I got here in South Kakalaki.
Your words
will ever be dubbed.
Look at me like I'm stupid for saying them.
I know. But
catch on, that's the new vernacular.
Oh yeah.
I worked at a call center, and in our break room we had a PS4, like hooked up. People go on their break or like lunch, they can play with people. Mortal Kombat 10 and 11 were on there, and everybody I thought fucking destroyed them. Like, no one wanted to play with me. Like, they would do like 2 rounds. I was like, I don't want to play anymore. It was like, all right, cool.
Wow.
This sucks. Sucks that you suck at this game.
I've never anywhere lost an in-person game of Mortal Kombat, except to my friend Kyle. He plays it about as religiously as I do, and he's the main guy I'm always playing it with, so he's my like sparring partner. Huh? Never. In person by anyone that's not Kyle, never. And I've played at parties, I've played fucking everywhere.
Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah, well, there was this one kid, Zach, if you remember Zach Anakin. He was pretty good at 10. before I was good at it, and he kind of fucked me up a couple times. But I'm pretty sure I could school him now.
Gotcha.
But that's because I have too much time on my hands.
Fuck. I have to get back onto it though. I haven't played in a long time, but I still remember combos. So 10,
What?
I still remember combos for fucking Katana and also Hellboy Takeda. And then
Takeda's the bitch. He's the one Zach beat me as. That guy's an ass.
Dude, he's so much fun, man. And then on 11, I do Katana again and Scarlet, actually.
Ooh. Both of those, if the player is good, are a threat. But for the most part, I beat them. But sometimes you need like the real good one.
Damn me.
Oh, shit. Are you on Xbox?
No, PlayStation.
Ah, damn. One day.
Have you heard of Clayton's hidden talent in a specific game?
Which game?
Tony Hawk.
Oh, Tony Hawk. I mean, yeah, I'm better than like the average person. I got number 25 on the leaderboard of one map, number 17 on another one. But most of them
worldwide.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Top 20 here. You realize that makes you a Tony Hawk champion, right?
Yeah. What's funny about that is I think all the really good people are on PC because they've been playing this thing called Thug Pro for the last 10 years, whereas this remake that just came out last month is the first I've touched it since I religiously played the shit out of Underground 2 as a kid.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm pretty good, but I can get I think the highest combo, if you're familiar with the game, I've gotten is 22 million, but the world record holder has gotten 1 billion. So it's
whoa.
That's just the Xbox leaderboards.
Fucking hacker. No.
Yeah, no, I saw it. I watched the video of him do it. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
Yo, speaking about videos and stuff, you guys know what like speedruns are for video games?
Yeah.
Yeah. Randy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been playing a couple games and I'm just like, yo, I want to do a speedrun. Like, I think I can do it. So there's a couple I have on my Switch, actually, but I still need to get quote unquote good.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe later in the future I might have a record on board, but I'll figure that out some other time.
Dude, I've seen some of these speedruns. I couldn't learn to do one of those if there was a gun to my head. Like, that is insane. Or some people, their minds just process it different. It just clicks. That's what I've heard at least.
Yeah.
They don't see the game the way we do, all the colors and the graphics. They see all the ones and zeros of it, and can just fucking manipulate the shit out of it.
Yeah, because what happens is when you play a game so much or you watch a video of it, you start getting down all the, like, I need to do this, like, instead of skipping that, I gotta avoid this while I go over here, all this, like, just basic shit that you gotta learn and then figure out how you can do it faster than everyone else.
Yeah. At least it's easier nowadays. You have YouTube for reference. Like, I think I've gotten a lot better just at Tony Hawk from watching other people play.
Yeah, I had the same experience with Apex Legends. I watched a lot of YouTube videos to try to pick up tips, but from the time that I started, which was like over a year ago, to now, I feel like I got a lot better, but I feel like I've kind of plateaued. Like, I think I've gotten as good as I'm gonna get without putting like thousands of more hours into the game to get better, and I just don't have it within my time to do that. Like, I got to a point in time where I'm not gonna do activities that remind me of grinding at RuneScape.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Like, you're just
have a bad experience?
No, I had a great time playing RuneScape. I did, and it sucked up a lot of hours of being a child that I could have spent getting into trouble. I mean, that's one way to look at it, so I don't really consider it a giant waste of time, but I feel like as an adult, personally, I feel like as now a podcaster, I feel like I could be doing way more things creatively rather than grinding at a video game.
Dude, to be honest with you, I think I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but simply put, maybe you're growing out a little bit, because that's how I am exactly with Tony Hawk. Like I'm pretty good at it, as good at any game as I've ever been, except maybe Guitar Hero, like Rock Band and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But unless I literally, like you said, put in thousands of more hours, I need to put a whole nother childhood into that fucking game to get good enough to actually be in like the top 10 of the PC leaderboards. You know,
and I might look at it differently if I wasn't a father too, because that makes me feel like I'm wasting my daughter's time. You know, if it was just myself, it's my time to waste. Fuck off. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm on someone else's time now.
That's understandable, and that's good.
But for you?
I think with video games, it's more, especially because most of them now are more tailored to keeping you on it as long as possible. That's what all this grinding shit is. It's like, oh, if you keep doing this, then you'll get this box that gives you the chance of getting this, but most likely it's going to be some bullshit.
Yeah. And we're back. Sorry for the immediate interruption there, but we are back and ready to go. Where were we, Clayton?
I think we were talking about just why you and I kind of got over video games. My own personal thing was I don't like how they seem to be tailored to just make you stay on them as long as possible. Like, you do this for such and such amount of time, you get a box that gives you a chance of getting something you want, but most likely you don't. And that's just incentive to keep you playing. Or you could skip to get the thing you want by paying a little more money. It's just, maybe I'm cynical about it, but I just do not like the way games have gone. Every video game has like this mobile game sort of fucking vibe to it now. And it's just not what I'm about. I was always more into like the single player, story driven.
There's actually a term for that. Yeah, go ahead, Randy, and then I'll explain my side.
It's very slot machine like.
Yeah.
It's very very casino.
The fun fact is actually that's super true, and there's a term for it, and it's called a gotcha game. And basically, it's you pay money to get stuff. And so, like, an example would be if you guys know about Fire Emblem Heroes at all. No.
I mean, so
yeah, it's basically based on like the series, but it's a little different. And to get better at the game, instead of playing through and waiting for all the stuff, you can pay for it. And after you pay, you can get like 5 different heroes, and then hope you get like a legendary one. And if you don't, you can keep paying and do the same thing over and over and over again. So.
Right on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much exactly.
It's about right.
And I'm guilty of it. I've been gotching so many times. Marvel Strike Force got me.
Oh yeah.
Q-Block got me.
I think I would have been gotcha'd a lot more if I weren't a broke boy growing up. I didn't get new games that often. When I did, I just played the crap out of them. I didn't even play online until I was like 16. Sorry, Dakota, what were you saying?
No, I was thinking, me and Randy, I can't remember if you got me hooked on it or I got you hooked on it, but Clash Royale.
I've heard of that.
I got you on that one.
Yeah, and then I paid money for that on, I think maybe like 3 times, but I love that game too. It's so much fun.
It's made by Supercell, the same people who made Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans. Mm-hmm.
It's a 3-lane game where you send in troops.
It's like a weird tower defense.
Yeah. but it's like
But
chess almost. It's weird.
they also did their new game, Brawl Stars or whatever that's called too.
No, I haven't seen or played that.
It's alright, I guess. I haven't spent money on that, but I just tried it out. And it was fucking bitter.
And we are back, folks. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Having a little laggage problems, but everything is all gravy. We are back.
No one's gonna see this on the audio one, but I have my thumbs up and a fucking mouth wide open. Oh!
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I gotta make sure I don't do visuals too often, or else it's gonna confuse my viewers.
Fair. Well, at least like we should explain.
No, that was good.
Yeah, I mean, my best, man. I really do. It makes me.
I know we were talking about video games just trucking. I don't remember where we really were with that.
2 weeks straight to GTA 5.
Yeah, I remember saying that. I played a lot of GTA 5, and I just noticed, I'm not really going to go pro in any games anytime soon. So I have nothing against people who play a lot of them if it's like Cathartic or whatever, but I just try not to play them as much. Like even doing something like this that seems a little more fun to me, more productive or whatever.
For a simpleton like me.
Cathartic?
I think in the sense I used it, it's just like a fancy way of saying relaxing. To be honest with you, I'm glad you called me on that.
I'm feeling
what?
Cathartic.
Shut the fuck up. Well, fucking people are not gonna see this in the audio version, but bro, my Adam's apple's like fucking on point with this lighting right now.
Well, I mean, it sticks out like Pinocchio's fucking nose. Yeah, it has to with that goddamn voice. And you don't have meat on your neck like. Looks like
it's just there. It's like chilling out.
You look like a snake that swallowed a mouse and it got clogged in its throat.
At least I don't have what is it called, a thyroid or whatever.
It looks like you do. It looks like you have a tumor growing on your thyroid.
One of those cartoons where the mouse is crawling up and down like Tom and Jerry shit.
Dude, how has anyone been hit in their fucking like Adam's apple here?
No, and I would imagine it would feel worse if your throat was pregnant.
I think this is actually, to be honest, I think this is the longest conversation about Adam's apples I've ever had.
Well, I mean, it was just a topic because I know, I know people say, like, if they've ever got punched in the throat, like, it fucking hurts. So with an Adam's apple, it must fucking hurt for guys more, you know?
Yeah, I've gotten jabbed in the throat a couple times by accident, just roughhousing with my brother. That's what happened.
That's fair.
But I don't think, I've just never thought about my Adam's apple. I don't think it's just there, you know? Even if the few times I've been hit in the throat, I wasn't really thinking, oh shit, that hurt my Adam's apple. It's just kind of funny. Never thought about it really. It's just,
oh my god, I'm a fucking.
I definitely felt that way those times I got hit in that throat. I must say, it sounds weird, but the thoughts, oh my Adam's apple, probably did happen.
Nah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I forgot I have one. It's a weird name too, Adam's apple.
Like Adam's apple, fucking Achilles heel. There's like two other ones, I think. Poseidon's brain. No.
I was gonna say, where the fuck is that?
Your funny bone.
My funny bone.
Yeah. One of these is not like the others.
Well, there's nothing funny about that. I feel like this is
it's because
like pretty old news, but
it's the end of your humorous.
I thought it as I said it. It's like, oh
fucking. Do you have anything fucked up with you, Clay? Like any bone-wise shit?
Oh well, that is something we were kind of talking about off air. Is me and Dakota and I have never met in person, but we both just so happen to be short dudes with fucked up teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that support group going. We're the only 2 members for now, but if you guys want to join, just hit us up. But,
let me know.
But we both got our reasons. If you want to get into what is going on with you.
I guess you haven't heard episode 1 of the podcast, of our podcast, me and Randy, but I can double explain it again. I don't know, did I do the long version on the first episode, or like should I shorten it? Yeah.
You did long version on the first episode. You can do whatever you want, but you went in depth on the first episode.
I did actually. It went really in depth. I'll do the short version real quick for you, and then if you want, I can explain it later, like off air or something.
Sure. Okay.
But the short version, I went bar hopping with a coworker. The last bar we went to, I met a random dude at the rail at the bar. I went to go to the bathroom. Actually, dude left the area. And then 30, 45 minutes later, I went to the bathroom, saw that dude and 6 other guys with a shit ton of drugs on the bathroom sink. Had to pee really bad, super pissed, tried to leave. They noticed me, and I got my ass jumped.
Damn, just for fucking being in there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus Christ. You fucking lose a few teeth over that? Why didn't you sue the club or the bar?
I tried to get out of there as soon as possible because they called the cops and there was like an ambulance coming and shit. And I was like, I can't afford that. I work tomorrow and we just need to leave, dog. We just bad.
How do you sue?
Because it happened there. Because it happened there. It's an insurance thing. You got hurt on their property while they're serving you. Yeah, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of that, especially because I'll probably say misinformation on the air, but because I'm still, very new to all this shit. But yeah,
Mr. Insurance Man.
It's the same thing though. It's like if you're in Walmart and you slip and fall, that old chestnut. It's the same shit. I'm in your fucking establishment. I came here to get food and leave, or I came here to get a drink and meet some people, maybe not get my fucking ass jumped in the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, I think that probably like lies in a different category than what you're trying to think, because like someone fucking roofies my drink, or like I slip on the dance floor, or like I fucking get hurt at the bar, like a drink shatters on my hand or something. Like I think that's the bar liability for insurance, but like having random ass people, not security guards or bartenders, like fight me, I don't think that's part of the like insurance for that.
That's kind of what I was thinking about. Like I said, I don't really know what the hell I'm talking about with insurance yet. But I'd like to believe that you'd be able to sue the bar because it's happening on their property and everything. But yeah, no, as I was explaining it, I did think of that too. You could just take the guys to civil court over the altercation itself. It would make more sense to just sue the people that did it.
Well, in the end, well, I can explain another long story too. But one guy got tased, and everyone else dipped out. So
that was pretty awesome. No, I understand heat of the moment, especially getting your ass kicked for no reason, just being in there. You don't know what else these dudes are capable of. I probably would have done the same shit.
Yeah. Yo, I actually have like 2 more stories, man. And it's actually, one happened literally yesterday.
Whoa.
Not at my what? Fresh, yeah, fresh. It was actually yesterday. It was actually on the news, and it happened right across where I work.
Oh shit!
It was fucking crazy. Pretty much, I work at a Walgreens, and I'm not going to say which location, but if anyone knows South Kakalaki and wherever they fucking hear this, you can probably read it on the news. There's a CVS that is like across the street from us, and all of a sudden, like I'm just working, like I was doing like a 1 to 9 shift, and fuck, I want to say maybe like 4 to 5. Like it's just me and another coworker, and we're waiting for someone to come in at 7. And all of a sudden, we just hear like a fuck ton of sirens. Like we hear cops, and I was like, okay, cool. Like what the fuck's going on? Because they're super close. Like we can still hear it. They're not like going anywhere. And it was like, all right. And then we fucking like walk out, and then all of a sudden we just see a shit ton of cops in like the CVS parking lot. Like people are outside of the store. Like I guess they were like getting witness testimonies and shit. And an ambulance fucking came, and like more cops showed up, fucking taped off the parking lot in like the back area of the CVS. And which like really fucking sucks is like an 18-year-old guy got shot and he fucking died. So that was like bad. But it was just like insane, like what the fuck happened? Because those people who were in the parking lot like could not leave. Like they were there for at least like 5 or 6 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I don't know if they got like the description of the guy or if he's already like obviously he's wanted and shit. But I hope they got like the depiction description of the dude, and I hope that guy goes to jail because that's fucked.
Yeah.
But now, now I have like super fears at work because it's like just me and another coworker. Sometimes it was like, all right, cool. So like the next guy who's gonna be my customer is gonna be like, hey, I want to buy this. Also, I'm gonna fucking shoot you. And I'm like, oh, cool, great.
Yeah, it happened so fast.
Like it's just fucking insane because it's like I don't know, like we're literally across the street from this place, and I was like, fuck, like that could have been us, you know, and then.
Yeah.
God knows it could have happened to like a fucking worker. It could have happened to me. It could have happened to a random customer. Like,
yeah, thank God it wasn't you. That...
Bro, I think about that.
It's
like, I thought about that.
It's selfish to who it was, but thank God it wasn't you.
Yo, for real. Like, I'm just like so lucky, and I think about that every time. I'm just like, I've had so many near-death experiences, and it's just like, fuck, dude. Like, how am I still alive at this point?
Yo.
I feel it 100%. I was working on a swamp cooler in a second-story window for this rich guy in his mansion. So the second story was like higher than most people's.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on this like 10-foot, I don't really remember, this ladder. I'm standing at the top of it, and for whatever dumbass reason, I go to push the plastic frame piece onto it, and I push myself and the ladder, and I fall completely off of it, head first onto the concrete. And I woke, yeah, I got up, and I remember getting up and going, oh, I'm good. And I was working with my dad, and he's like, no, we got to go to the hospital, dude. I'm like, oh, I'm good, I'm cool. I've always hated like going to the hospital. But then after that, I black out and I wake up in the hospital. It was fucking. Whenever I think back on that day, I think, how the fuck did I survive that?
Did you get like a concussion?
No. My head is like hard as a rock, apparently. I got this like fucking scar right here. I had stitches in it for like 6 months or something. But yeah, I fell face first onto concrete. You know, big pool of blood curdling around me. Yeah, I just woke up in the hospital.
What a melon.
Fucking. Yeah.
What a melon.
I made a deal with the devil at one point or something. I don't know how I survived that.
Run me never to get headbutted by you.
Oh yeah.
You'll go right through, man.
Oh.
Fuck. I mean, yeah, man, like, that's something I always have a fear of, too, like, speaking about headbutts and shit, or at least, like, getting dome wrapped or headbutt with me, like, that's, like, a constant fear of, like, oh, shit, if I get super, like, hit in the head, like, am I Oh shit, no one knows. Oh my god. No, the podcast people who've been listening don't know I have epilepsy.
The podcast people. All y'all listening,
Yeah,
you're the podcast people, not us.
No, I mean, Randy, you already knew, and then Clay doesn't, but I just thought about it because I was about to explain, like, I'm going to have a seizure, and I was like, oh, fuck, no one knows except you. So I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So, fun fact real quick, and then I'll explain why. I have epilepsy, and I've been on medication since I was like fucking 13 or 14. So that's been pretty cool, and that's the only thing that keeps me living as well, which kind of fucking sucks that I have to pay for a drug just to like live every day to my quote unquote fullest. But yeah, another constant fear is like if I get hit super hard in the head, like am I gonna have a seizure? You know, like there's something that's always like fuck, man, like I could get hit and then I have a seizure, and then it's like wherever the fuck I land, like that could hurt me physically and like in my head too. Like I don't know. I just live literally like I'm 27 and I just live in a state of constant fear, but I can't show it to anybody.
Damn, dude. I feel for you, man. That's understandable. I'd be scared of that shit too. But you know, you can't let it dictate you. So that's good.
I think that's why you and I get along well, because I can't go off and do crazy activities. Like I'm not worried that my life's gonna end on it or anything, but I could slide my leg wrong in the wrong way if we try to go hiking or doing some shit like that, and I could be out of commission for some time depending on how much damage it does to my leg.
Yeah, true.
I got to support my family, man. I can't be breaking my legs.
But social security.
Yeah, I thought about it. I wonder how much it would be to go on disability. How much I
It
would make.
depends. If you just get SSI or SSDI. I only know of Carolina so far, but usually it's like $1,200 a month, or at least I think $800 is the minimum, and then $1,200 is like the maximum. But that's like for a month. Like that's super fucking hard to live on, you know. Especially if I did it up here, like, because my rent is for my place is like $900, and just split that between another person, it goes $450, and then whatever fucking bills I have to pay, and just kind of left with like fucking chump change.
Yeah.
Feel it. I'm barely skating by right now. I probably have the lowest rent in Vegas though, so that's pretty cool.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, we pay like $700 for this place.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And that's everything included, like utilities and shit. We throw another 50 in for the internet. All gravy.
Damn.
We got
you living it right now.
My internet's 100, but internet's a hot commodity where I live.
You know, for real, like fucking, especially in like the society that we have so far, like from the past couple of years, like it's been fucking big. Like a lot of people need it.
Yeah, it's a rare thing here. Everybody's on their hotspot. Nobody has internet hooked up to their house.
Damn, that's like a necessity these days. You know, I think that's why I get the cheapy one, and like $50 a month. That seemed pretty cheap for everything the internet has to offer. You know, I was like, sign me up.
And like now, well, I don't know when it started like getting worse to the point where it is a necessity, but at this point in 2020, like even just to do a job, like you need internet. And if you want to do like an at-home job, which is really fucking shitty for most people because they need like certain equipment, if the job doesn't provide it, it's like, cool, I can do this job, but I don't have the, and it's like, well, nah, fucking sucks for you, dude, because you don't have the job anymore. It's like, thanks, bro.
Oh, that sucks. Just spring it on you like
that. And not like some people can't afford desktops and shit because like the whole thing, just the whole fucking desktop or what the fuck you want to call it. I don't know. But I can't even think. I think it's just a desktop. But that thing costs about as much as like a laptop does, and then but you gotta include the monitor and then your fucking mouse and keyboard if you already don't have one, and then any other fucking gimmicks you want with that shit. Where you can get a laptop for like the same price as that, but the only issue is when you get that laptop, you're missing like the most important thing to do an at-home job, and that's getting an Ethernet port. So and then so you can connect to your Wi-Fi because using an Ethernet cord or cable is actually way faster than doing the Wi-Fi. So if you have like a game console or anything like that, to get a perfect connection with that, you use an Ethernet cable.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew that. I just
hooked up with an Ethernet cable.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure if that was a requirement.
No, some jobs actually that's a fucking requirement because they want you on a stable connection with like their programs and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's a fucking killer for sure for most people who only can use Wi-Fi. Yo, speaking about that, I actually tried to get a job that required that, but I didn't know my laptop didn't have the Ethernet port. But bro, for like
it doesn't have one at all?
Yeah, it doesn't have one at all.
Wow. Okay, but
it's weird.
Yeah. But for like 2 to 3 months, like any big tech store like Radio Shack, Walmart, Best Buy, like the longest Ethernet cables that they had were just fucking sold out. Like, and they're like, oh, we don't know if we're gonna get it in stock in like 2 or 3 weeks. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, all right, can you call me and make sure? And then like fucking wait and be like, hey, can you fucking check if that? Yeah, we sold out. Like, fucking shit, man. And you can't order one online because it takes them fucking 3 months to get it, and then once you order it online, you don't see it for like fucking 2 months. And it's like, all right, cool. Thanks, bro.
Oh, I hate that. You have to order it like straight from a certain company to get it from your work or thing.
I mean, with the jobs that require it, most of the at-home jobs for like at least South Carolina so far are like call center work, and so that's like using certain programs from the company, whatever I guess service you're providing would be like I used to work for Samsung, but that was before fucking Kobe. COVID-19 fucking hit, and but I was working over there, and then I tried to do another one, but I couldn't because I didn't have the Ethernet cable and the port for my laptop, and it was like you need these programs real quick, a headset, and then once you get the cable, like you can start working. And it was just like, fuck, bro. Like, I even had to get, because my laptop didn't have enough storage, I had to buy an external hard drive just to get those programs.
That's cool. You could at least do that job from home, though. That would probably make it a lot less, because I've worked at call centers before, probably make it a lot less monotonous, you know?
Yeah, especially with, actually, to be fair, there's pros and cons of doing a call center at a location versus a call center at home. It's like the call center at home is just more convenient because you're at home, like you don't have to dress up, like you don't have to be super fancy and shit like that when you talk to people over the phone. But when you're at a location, like you're still talking to people the same way, but you actually have to like dress up because you are going inside your company's building and everything like that.
Right.
Yeah, that was weird. Sorry.
Introducing Bree.
What's up, guys?
My fiance.
Hi, Bree.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Not too much. How's it going?
It's going good. Just got home from hanging out with some friends. Well, one friend.
That's cool.
I only have one friend.
It's okay, I got 2 friends now.
The other 2 may or may not have COVID.
Yeah, they're quarantining.
You gotta lock yourself in the house for 2 weeks just for hanging out with them.
Well, she didn't hang out with them tonight.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, no, they went in quarantine themselves.
Oh, like they actually have COVID. You're not making a joke.
No, that wasn't a joke. They may or may not. Yeah, they haven't been tested.
Oh shit.
They quarantined themselves.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Wait. Oh, place cameras
How
on.
are you guys doing tonight?
Yeah. Gotta plug my phone in.
We're doing good.
Zoom didn't click.
Yeah, I know. I'm turning on my case that charges my phone because I got the 20% thing.
He's showing off that
No,
Snazzy Adams apple.
Mm.
Oh yeah, after earlier, I got to represent after ignoring it all these years. I don't know if that conversation made it into the podcast.
Oh, it certainly did. Yeah, that was definitely recorded.
Okay.
Mm.
We've been having technical difficulties. It's our first show, so it's kind of choppy here and there.
Yeah, but I think we're getting the good healthy chunks. I think the only thing we missed was our Ethernet conversation.
Yeah, long story short, at-home jobs for call centers need Ethernet cable connections, and they're really hard to find for a couple months, and they're super back order. And apparently, if you have an internet provider, you can get one lengthed out for you, so you can have it at home.
Yeah, the internet guy, I'm pretty sure they make their own Ethernet cables, so whenever you get your internet installed and you need some stuff hooked up to Ethernet, just ask your internet guy for an Ethernet cable. I'm sure he'll hook you up with one. Hook me up with one.
Yeah, that's what he did for mine. That's what we were kind of talking about before the recording cut out, is that he needed a specific Ethernet cable length for his job, and I guess Randy clued him in that you could just ask the guy to make one for you, which I had forgot all about. But yeah, they did the same thing for mine.
But to kind of end that on a note as well, I have a laptop and it doesn't have an Ethernet port, so I kind of got fucked out of a job. But that doesn't matter anymore.
Just for that. That's really weird, too. I've never seen a laptop with no Ethernet.
Me too.
Yeah, that's a first for me, man.
I can think of, like, on my end, I can think of, like, 2 more things to talk about, and then I'm down to, like, have any other random conversation.
Are you
Okay.
are you guys in the PC game? Like, are you guys up to date with PCs?
Define up to date.
Like, would you happen to know if Toshiba is like still a good PC brand?
No, they're not.
They're not. Were they back in the day?
Toshiba is probably one of the best. Well, I don't know how. Maybe saying best is like overboarding it. Well, fuck. Now we can get. If we say good shit about Toshiba, maybe we can get free Toshiba stuff. Like represent.
Oh yeah, Toshiba kicks ass in that case.
Go Toshiba.
You already done blew that and talk shit about them, Coda.
Well, hang on. Well, we're not going to fucking get it because obviously I'm bashing it and we have our own separate podcast, so Clay can still get it.
Well, I was going to say, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't expressed my opinion yet, and I, for one, love Toshiba. I don't know about this guy, but yeah, Toshiba's my shit.
I loved it when they made those fucking, like, Toyotas and, like, stuff like that, you know?
Toyotas?
Yeah, fuck it. It's never mind.
Am I missing something? My bad.
No, it's a fucking joke because Toshiba's like fucking commercial products like fucking TVs, monitors, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, there are those weird companies like Bic that makes lighters and mechanical pencils. That's their thing.
And Yamaha is the best grand piano and motorcycle company ever.
And
actually, snowmobiles as well.
Are those the same company? I thought those were 2 separate companies, the pianos and the
same one.
snowmobiles.
No, same thing.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's same company but different departments. Because no fucking the snowmobile guy is not going to be able to be like, hey, I want to make a piano. So when you click a key, it's gonna go like that.
Yeah, I guess it's just more branching out. I guess you can't make money selling one thing. I guess you could make more selling multiple.
Oh yeah, of course, especially when it's a good brand. That's why I have a Yamaha grand piano.
Do you really?
Do you actually?
No, I don't. But they sent me one. I'd play the shit out of it and learn how to play the piano.
Well,
Yamaha, not a sponsor. Yeah.
Now oh yeah, we
but
were
you
talking
totally can be
about.
whenever. Hit us up.
I was hoping. I talked about this with the radio in one of the episodes, but I totally want to get sponsored by Monster because I drink the shit out of their energy drinks.
Me too.
Yeah,
What color?
Monster.
I used to drink a lot of Monster.
I do the regular, the OG Monster, and then sometimes like some of the fruity variants, like the fruit punch one, and then I was big on the coffee ones too, but where I'm located, they're not like super heavy. It's weird
I really
though.
like the
What do you mean,
white
like they
ones.
don't have them, or they have less? My bad, Randy.
I really like the white ones. I know they're like the most commonly sold one. I stock shelves at a convenience store. We sell out the white ones like that, but in my
Really?
opinion, they're the dankest.
I like the blue ones. They say low carb, but I just really think they taste the best with the blue and on the black can.
I'm trying to watch my figure, so when I drink an energy drink, I do low
I
carb.
just think they really taste the best.
Yeah, they're kind of like
I've never tried that
slightly
one.
watered down regular. I could see that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
taste good.
It definitely.
That makes sense.
What were you gonna say though?
A lot of people prefer like diet.
You're gonna say something before I think I cut you off and then you apologized, but
Oh, the only thought I have in my head right now is I just always had the original. Like sometimes I branch out to the other ones, but the original, and like you said, the coffee ones were pretty dope.
The import ones are really good too. The like tall, skinny cans.
Those are good.
Import. Yeah,
Those
they're
are
so
good.
Fucking, Red Bull sells out at my place a lot, like especially the fucking flavored ones, like what was it, peach, fucking the blue ones, coconut even,
Yeah,
which is
coconut
fucking
flies.
surprising as shit.
That's weird. I'm not a coconut guy, so I guess that's
I
why.
also am not a coconut guy. I'm right there with
I
you.
hate it.
I'm
I
only
understood it.
I'm only a coconut guy with one flavor of anything, and it's tequila.
I eat
Yeah, true facts. And this liquor, when I was still back in Oregon, a fucking store sold it, and that was like the only store that you could get it at. And I would buy it like every time I was able to go there. And then like one of the last times I was there, they're fucking out. Like they don't have it anymore. Like it was not gonna get shipped to them or anything like that. And it sucked. But it was 1800 coconut flavored tequila, and I made some bomb ass like fucking death drinks with that rum, whiskey, and vodka.
Oh shit! Sounds like an adios motherfucker.
No, it's like I don't know if there's like an official drink for it or anything like that, but I called it the four horsemen, or I called it death.
Yeah.
So one of the two.
That's good.
Nice.
All right.
Southern Comfort. Sponsored by liquor.
This is turning into cold ones real quick. I gotta hit 7-Eleven apparently.
I know, right? Or we can do hot ones too,
Dude, I'm so down. I love spicy shit.
We accidentally got someone else's bag mixed up at the grocery store, and we accidentally got a bag of a whole bunch of SoCo shooters. And
what is that?
Huh?
What is that? I'm out of the loop.
SoCo. Yeah, SoCo.
Ah, SoCo. Gotcha. Never tried that.
It's whiskey.
I'm a basic bitch. I like that Fireball and Jack, and I think that's about it.
Fireball, Sunfire, cinnamon, and fucking alcohol cannot do.
I'm kind of getting out of it, man. The last few times, it's been it's hard to get down.
I've only done one shot of Sinfire, and then after that, I threw up from a night of drinking and was like, yeah, no more. I can't do that.
I feel it. I got my roommate. Him and I, we don't drink that often, but I think it was because we were celebrating moving into another place. I got this like big old bottle of fucking vodka, and I think between the two of us, we downed it that night as well as like a 12 pack, and we had to move the next morning at like 11 in the morning. And I remember just waking up feeling like death. I had only slept for like 2 hours, and just waking up and having to pack up all my shit and move to the next place. Kyle, my roommate, was just throwing up every 15 minutes. It was a bad scene.
Ooh, no good.
Nah,
I don't regret it though. I embrace my hangovers the few times I get them because I earned them.
Two things.
Wait,
I enjoy wine hangovers because they're the best and they hurt the most. And two, whenever I get alcohol, I go hard or go home, and it's usually go hard because this is like a long time I've had liquor and shit. So it's like I want to get fucked up really fast, so I make my own drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Does liquor affect epilepsy?
So it depends. Like a lot of stuff depends on the person, but if like it's like saying, do you take your medication with liquor? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think good. Like I bet the doctor says like you probably shouldn't, but people do.
Oh yeah. I know like my limits and stuff and like how much I shouldn't drink and then how much I can't drink, stuff like that. So like if I were to say like let's say at whatever time I take my medication, I drink before that, when it gets to like an hour, a half hour before I have to take my meds, I like stop drinking, and then for like an hour after that, then I can continue drinking and stuff like that.
I feel
So
it.
I usually give it like an hour after I take my medication if I want to drink after that, and then I'm fucking dandy.
That's good. At least like you know how it affects you and everything. With me, I've never been a big drinker because I've always tried to stay away from it because it's kind of in the family. But I have had a few bad instances, and I think it was when I got my TAM card that I kind of learned my limits because I learned all this stuff I just didn't know. You know, I just drank. Stuff like for every drink you have, it takes an hour for it to leave your system. And I would, because I thought I was Billy Badass and could handle anything, I'd like chug an entire bottle of tequila and just fucking black out. It's like no wonder that would literally take out Shaq if he did that. So it's like I just didn't know the science of it, if you want to call it. But ever since I got my TAM card, I've been a lot better with it.
Biology is what we call it.
Okay.
Well, technically, it's called mixology, and then you got mixologists, which are the bartenders, because they're fucking super fancy, apparently. And you don't need a degree in it, which is amazing. So you could do it too.
I know it's probably a little contradicting coming from the guy who's over here drinking on camera publicly, but I don't drink often. I really don't. I just was fortunate enough to get these dropped in my lap, but for the most part,
that's the only time I drink too, socially. Sometimes it just fins you, and you're like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna ruin my whole life over it. Might as well."
And for a long time, I wasn't really a whole lot social. Actually, for a long time, Dakota was the only person aside from my brother that I ever hung out with at all.
Fuck yeah.
Like that carried on for many years, off and on. Like that, there was like a split period where I moved away from Arizona, but when I came back, it was right back to Dakota being the only person that I kicked it with. And we didn't
keep the circle small.
We didn't drink. Yeah, circle super small, man. And lately, honestly, Clay, you've been the biggest addition of my circle. I think I've been talking to you every day for like the past fucking week now. It's been great. But
yeah, it's been chill.
I drink socially, but I'm not super social. So
right, that's how I am. Yeah, I just keep it few and far between, especially with the the instances I have had. Fuck that. Wouldn't want to relive that.
But I'm really really enjoying doing stuff like this. This has been a really blast. I really appreciate you you having us on for your debut, being a collab.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I must say I gotta throw it right back at you because if it weren't for you two, this podcast would still be in the dirt. So, I pretty much dug it back up just for the sake of having more opportunities to do stuff like this. So that's, right back at you.
Fair.
I look forward to what this evolves into. I hope we
Mhm.
together, the three of us, can start a podcasting community, maybe a podcasting network, and get together with more people. I think we're on to something. I think this is the beginning of something, guys. I really do.
Me too. It'd be sick. I would like to go back to live eventually. I think we just got to get all the technical aspects of it sorted out.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I get a PC and a mic, everything's gonna be solid. Straight up, straight
Yeah.
gravy.
We'll be golden. But, we just love doing this, so we're going to kind of do it our own guerrilla style until we got it figured out.
Yep.
So this is gonna be completely off topic and everything,
Perfect.
but it's something I want. It's something I want to bring up because I've been doing it recently in my life. Have you guys heard of asthma before? ASMR.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll explain it. I can't remember what it all means, but pretty much like for you, Randy, and maybe you, Clay, to get a better details into it. You can either have people talking or no talking, but it's like people doing, I guess, like sound effects for you to either relax or go to sleep to. And I've been doing it recently just for like shits and giggles, but it's actually like super soothing, especially like when you're trying to sleep too. And so like there's going to be like people, like I'm going to use my tablet for an example, but like they use special microphones, and usually it's a left ear and a right ear. So when they record, like it'll go to the left ear first, and then like go to the right. So like, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really interesting, and it was like a lot of people find it soothing, and just like I don't know, it helps out a lot of people apparently. So, and I've been kind of hooked on it.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the whole ASMR phenomenon. I've seen a couple of things just to, see what it is. I've never, I've tried music. I've tried many things for sleeping. Nothing has ever really been my thing except for just TV. I think that's just because I've always done it,
Yeah, that's true.
This might be a personal question, but do you think there might be something behind that aside from like actual sleeping issue? Do you think there might be like a high anxiety behind that causing that, or like a dwelling?
To be honest, I think there's probably like a medical reason why too, like the little sound effects and like the little triggers to help people. I'm not too sure what that medical condition would be exactly.
Yeah.
But it definitely helps out people.
I meant in Clay's case where he's not able to sleep.
Oh, wait.
Do you think there might be something more to that with you not being able to sleep?
My sleeping issues aren't too bad. I think probably because I smoke, but
I'm in the same boat. If I wasn't smoking, I would have sleeping problems. But whenever I'm not smoking, man, my brain just runs very, very quickly, and I need to be focused on something. So quite honestly, I need to be watching TV the vast majority of the time.
Mhm.
But if I don't smoke and I'm watching TV, I'll watch documentaries until freaking 6 in the morning, and then I'll have to turn it off and then try to close my eyes. But usually at that point, I'm so exhausted I'm able to sleep. That's usually how a night without smoking goes for me.
Exactly. No, you took the words right out of my mouth. That's what it is for me. When I'm not smoking, I'll be up all fucking night just watching TV, YouTube videos, this, that, and the other. But yeah, while I'm smoking, dude, I'll pass out at 9, 10 o'clock some nights.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, and then I'll take a nap the next day.
I think I'm too wired for that. I think I got too much energy because I very rarely take naps. Very rarely.
It depends on how quickly I smoke. Like, if I smoke a whole bowl over a long period of time, I'm not gonna end up passing out. But if I smoke the whole bowl at once, it's I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah, I feel it. It would take me. I get pretty low tier shit just to like keep it like the money I spend on it low and the amount of high I am constantly low as well. But I think. Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Did I just say I don't smoke that much?
No, you said you were saying you smoke low tier.
No, I know that was the joke. I was just saying, oh, I don't smoke that much. It forgets what I'm talking about mid fucking sentence. That's ADHD, people. I did that when I was sober. No, I lost my train of thought.
Nice. Dakota, were you gonna say something?
I have a true story about today when I was working, and it was. I hope this actually like continues because I want this like end effect to work. But it's late at night. It might have been like 10 something Eastern Standard Time, and pretty much like a person came in, and I'm not too sure if it was like male, female, trans, like they, like binary stuff like that. Because it was just really hard to tell, so I don't want to like say it incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
But this person came in and was asking for like Oragel and like hydrogen peroxide because something happened to their like one of their crowds, and just like I need help. I need to find this like stuff. So I was like, okay, you can find this in the back, find this in aisle whatever the fuck, and so they come back and they're stoned out of their fucking mind. Like the person is just like, I think I grabbed the right stuff, but I'm super high. And it was like, well, I had to look at everything. I was like, yeah, you got everything that you wanted, technically. So, and after I was like ringing up the person, they're like, hey, like, what's your favorite kind of fast food? And it was like I like anything, like, I guess. Like, if it's a burger, I don't care. If it's chicken, I don't care. If it's like Taco Bell, I don't care. You know, it's like, it's fucking food. And they asked like what was my favorite, and I was like, well, I'm pretty down for like tacos and burritos and shit, so probably like Taco Bell. And they're like, okay, well, if you had to get something off that menu, like, what would it be? And I was like, well, fucking cheapo shit at the moment, which is like a bean and cheese burrito. And so after they paid and everything, they're like, okay, if my tooth doesn't get affected, I'm getting you a bean and cheese burrito fiesta. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means, but if your tooth is not affected, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what it means, but I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was cool. And then I want to tell one more story, but it's gonna make me seem like a scumbag, which I hate. But oh my god, she's so hot. One of the last people I rung up.
And we're back.
Finger guns. Oh, I had a fucking random thing to bring up too, because I like doing it personally. What do you guys think about voice acting?
I'm a real big fan. I think it's really great.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Claire? Can you do voices?
I'm drawing a blank. I've done this voice since I was a little kid, and it's so weird that I've always thought about purposing that into an animated thing.
It's kind of like Chocolate from SpongeBob.
Mm.
Chocolate.
Oh, that old lady in the wheelchair.
A little shriveled up woman in the
wheelchair. I remember when they first invented chocolate. I always hated it.
That was good.
I can do a couple different voices, but like there's some typical like obvious ones, like Like Kermit the Frog. Home, yeah, my name is Kermit the Frog. Hello there. Like that's typical. Fucking Droopy Dog. I'm Droopy Dog, and I'm really sad. Like that. Fuck. I can do a voice like this because I'm a super nerd. I'm very insecure. There's some other ones, but I gotta be really loud and I don't want to like piss off my neighbors or anything like that, and or roommates. But and not to shout out to my buddy Derek's YouTube channel, but like he's got a channel called New Game Plus Presents, and I'm like part of some videos, and one of the series that we're doing is called Advanced Wars, and then most of my voice acting is like on there. I kind of technically like forced it on him. And one of my favorites, one of my favorites is, oh, hi there, young one. Hello. It's nice to see you. Ancient Chinese secret art. I'm so fucking racist. I'm gonna die eventually.
No, it reminded me of the South Park Asian guy where, oh, hello, pretty, welcome, Shitty Walk.
Yeah, welcome to Shitty Walk. How may I help you?
Take a order, pretty. They still do that, and they don't get in trouble.
There was an episode where the Asian guys actually made fun of the Americans, and they're like, "Oh, do my American impersonation," and they move their eyes. Yeah, well, they move their eyes up, and it's like, "I'll use my credit."
Oh yeah, I remember. He goes, "I think I'll use my credit card."
Yeah, I will use my credit card.
That one was
oh god, yeah. Shit's so funny, man.
That's one of the real old ones.
No, that's not an old one. That's like
that's recent.
It's like
South Park.
Yeah. No, South Park's old.
It wasn't South Park. It was a stand-up comedian.
Oh, good. There's a scene from an old South Park, maybe like one of the really early seasons, where it's all about this dodgeball tournament in China, and the Chinese announcers are doing that. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a second mortgage on my house." They're all like laughing about it.
It wasn't a Sam comedian. I think it was a random video.
What? No, it was like they were. No way. It's not an old video. Like it's a South Park episode.
Oh, really? That's a South Park episode?
Yeah, where that guy's like, "I'll use my credit card."
Oh, I saw a viral video. It might have been a guy reenacting it.
But yo, bro, fucking, have you guys heard like the backstory and like all the shit that the South Park editors or creators had to deal with like when they first started out?
What's that?
Oh my god, bro. Matt, what the fuck's their name? Trey Parker and Matt something, or both Parkers?
Matt Stone.
Yeah, Matt Stone and Trey Parker. So when they first started out working on South Park, I think it was either going through season 1 or like to season 3, like the original channel that they were on, like they were getting FDA, like, not what? FDA? No, that's not right. Is it? What's the fucking channel?
No, it's the FCC.
FCC, there you go. So they contacted them and were like, "Hey, your show is like super offensive and it's not suitable because you have 4 elementary school kids dealing with life stuff and like saying swears and just a whole bunch of other shit." So they almost got canceled, actually. Like, they had to fight super hard in court and like had cases and shit, and they finally won. And so that's why South Park is still here.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Like this South Park, there was nothing else like it on TV, like especially that time period.
Mm-hmm.
That's
the type of shit they've gotten away with.
That's the American dream. That's the First Amendment. And you know what they did? They fought for their right to partay.
To partay. No, fuck.
Cue the copyright claimed music that's going to take the video down.
No, there's like, I think, what is it? Actually, there's a joke from a channel. I was like, "Hey, you should play Eye of the Tiger, but only what's copyright claim approved." And it's just like, "Bam," and that's it. of the intro of the song. It's like 2 seconds.
I think it's only gonna get the video taken down if we put the actual
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Just a dumb joke. Like if
I was
the song just started playing with. Because in my head, when you reference the song, I just imagine the song itself starts playing, and all three of us fucking. I lost the earbud over.
Freaking out, yo. Speaking of that, for like the Universal like music corporations or whatever the fuck, how crazy would it be to like? So you know how there's like cover bands and like cover people and stuff like that who just like play music for fun or fucking guitar and sing and all that shit, right?
Breezy, cover girl.
Like, could you imagine if because those people did cover songs and shit, like they got owned by like Sony Music Entertainment or something like that? Like they get fucking branded or something. It was like, yeah, owned by Sony, so yeah, thanks for making the money.
I don't know how that works. I know it's all fucked. Like I actually saw Sublime cover band a couple of times because the singer's been dead, since I've been alive. They're one of my favorite bands. They were pretty decent, but I don't know how that works. How they have permission to play the songs and
isn't that
decent money?
Isn't that Sublime with Rome, or was that? No.
There's a band called Badfish that's just a Sublime. But when I saw them, they actually had the drummer from Sublime playing with them, which was pretty cool.
Weird.
I've seen Sublime with Rome too, but every Sublime fan knows it's just not the same. It's not.
True.
You know what? I wish I would have gotten the opportunity to watch Bradley Noel play. I really do.
Yeah, that dude. He had a lot of demons, dealt with a lot of shit, but he had a gift, that's for sure. What's up?
Didn't most of the greats?
That's true.
I mean, they had the Motley Crue documentary up on, what was it, Netflix or something?
The Dirt.
Oh, they had gnarly. I think one of the members wrote an autobiography that my buddy was in high school. He was my buddy. He was telling me about it, man. It's pretty gnarly. I guess he was like injecting drugs into his penis.
Oh, you're talking about the Heroin Diaries by Nikki Sixx. I wasn't sure at first.
Yep.
Yeah, you see in the Dirt. I've never read it, but yeah, you see in the Dirt that he fucking was legally dead from all the heroin he shot up, and they just resuscitated him back in the ambulance. Actually, I'm a big music guy, but I didn't know much about Motley Crue. I was never much into like the hair metal looking motherfuckers. Yeah. I watched the movie and I was like, oh, okay, I can see. My bad to cut you off. People love these guys so much. Good shit.
So definitely, if you haven't seen the documentary, if I don't watch it, it's very like, I guess, well, it's entertaining, but it's also like enlightening too, because you can see like from that time period of what certain bands have like dealt with, and now it's kind of like, oh shit, like maybe one of my favorite bands had to deal with that. So you kind of look up the history and shit like that.
Yeah, those biopics are always pretty interesting. They kind of always have the same structure, which kind of turned me off them for a while. But like, how can you not? That is the music industry. You rise, you fall a little bit, maybe you rise again.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's
all about the journey.
That's any project. Yeah, in any journey. Life's a journey, man. That's just I feel like there's balance in everything that you do. Which I feel like I talk about it pretty frequently from time to time, but Avatar: The Last Airbender, man, I really fuck with the idea of the Avatar existing to bring balance to the world, because you gotta have balance. Everything.
Here we go again. No, fuck with you.
Avatar deserves to be in the spotlight.
I mean, man, my roommate's real into it too. I just never, as a kid, I never got into it, so I don't have that. I don't know. I'm just not into it now either.
Attention span for it, or
Maybe. Yeah. I guess I was more into like comedy stuff as a kid, probably for sure. I probably couldn't sit through it as a kid because I was much more into like SpongeBob and the funny stuff.
My whole point is balance. Balance is key. Balance is important. Everything is about balance.
Says the guy with the fucked up knee.
Yeah, and you know what? Slowly but surely, my other knee is getting just as fucked up with it.
Damn. Seems like an easy one to reach for, but I'm getting the Thanos vibes right now.
I tell you what, I rip one, and then I drink a caffeinated beverage, and then I'm ready for the day. Like, it's all about balance.
Yo, bro, I thought you meant rip one as in, like, you rip a fart.
No, like, rip from the bubbler, the beezy, you know, and then drink some caffeine, and then balance.
Evens each other out. Yeah, I got you.
Setting in life, you know, giving a little, taking a little, you know, setting boundaries for yourself, really trying to do right by others. Gotta have a balance.
I've done that a few times where, like, I can't smoke pot and then drink coffee. It'll just create this weird thing. You know, I'm just like super jittery, but stuck in one spot. Like, I'll be here just like, this sucks.
That's my life.
You know?
But I don't feel super jittery like that. But like, yeah, my whole life is. I'm caffeine and THC, man. That's balance.
Yeah. I mean, I drink soda. The coffee, I think, is too much nicotine in one go because I would like drink it down quick.
Yeah,
fair.
I'm watching over a 2-year-old, man. I need the energy. I need to be
alert. Yep.
I need to pay attention to the things that are happening in my household with a kid.
I need to be alert. Exactly. I need to be alert.
Fair enough.
I need to pay attention to make sure the dog's not chewing up stuff. I need to make sure that Sage isn't getting into anything and that she's not throwing food all over the place.
Oh, my coworkers think I'm gonna fucking kill myself because 2 months just a day.
You're gonna kill yourself, right?
Oh yeah, because it's like I'll have one in the morning and then like later in the day I'll have another one. And it's like, do you want to die? I did this at my old job and I was okay. So
I had 3 a day at my peak. Yeah.
It's like what? I understand trying to be there for your homie and just like trying to coax him into making better health choices, but I don't know. At the same time,
sounds like
balance. You can't just go at people like that for their freaking choices. Like,
yo, that's what I tell one of my coworkers actually is balance because I this is funny as shit because she just recently bought a car and now she's in debt and everything. And the first thing I told her was like, "Oh, it only gets worse from here. Don't worry." And she's 22, by the way, and I'm 27. So it's just like, don't worry about it. It gets worse as the years go along.
You're not technically wrong.
You're not, but that's not fun.
It's not something you tell someone though. You gotta let them figure it out.
Well, I let her get prepared because her life is a weird roller coaster, and it doesn't have to be, but she makes it like that. So I just fuck with her from now on.
Got a lot of people like that.
Doesn't have to be. I feel you.
Yeah, because like I can explain her story and stuff, but I don't give a shit. So I'm not going to.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
It's totally
I mean, I could.
Man.
We still good?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you want to hear the story, I'll fucking explain it.
No.
Yeah, if you want to go for it.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you want to, but you made it seem like you didn't want to, so it's just like okay, move forward.
I mean, from her perspective of shit, it doesn't, at least to me, I guess, from like experience relationships and whoever the fuck. Like she's seeing a guy, well, person, and they've been talking for like a month already.
We're lagging out.
And so like they.
Oh no, we're back in.
Oh no.
No, yeah, we're good. Just repeat what you said.
Cool. So she's seen this guy, or she's been talking to this guy for a month, and then they finally met like this month and hung out like a couple times, and then they've been texting each other back and forth. And she's one of those like overthinkers where she's like, oh my god, if I don't text him, like he's not gonna text me and he's gonna ghost me, and then that's it, and now I'm gonna be fucking whatever. It's like, okay, first off, you're overthinking a lot, and you should probably not. And second off, if you are texting each other from morning to night, I'm pretty sure it's okay. Doesn't give a shit. Just fucking talking about other random crap. It's like, okay, cool. I will go fuck myself and not give you any more advice. And the fucking next thing that happens, I see her again, not today, but yesterday. I see her and she's like, oh, we're on a date. I was like, oh, awesome. It's with that guy? Like, no, someone else. Like, bitch, what? Like, okay, so you're really into this guy, but you went on a date with that dude. And it was like, oh, yeah, he knows. And it was like, I wish the audio podcast could like see what I'm doing,
yeah,
but it's just
here.
a lot of.
I'm kind of shrugging.
Yeah, and so it's just like, yeah, good luck on that, because there's nothing I can say to like help you. You've dug yourself a weird ass fucking hole. So if it gets worse, that's on you.
Yeah, the old 2 dates to the prom cliche.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Prom night dumpster baby.
I'm a prom night dumpster baby.
Yeah.
That's one of the funniest segments of Family Guy, but it's also one of the fucked up.
Yeah, one of the darkest ones they ever did.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And then they got fucking hammered by like pro-life people and whatever.
You don't have HIV, you have full-blown AIDS.
Oh my god. I don't remember
some
that
real
one.
good ones back in the day. They got real stale.
Yeah, it was still fresh. Hey, have you guys seen my ring?
No.
I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, if I can get to focus here, but it's got trees on it.
It's a focus ring. It gives you +5 perception.
Is that your wedding ring or just a ring? You think is dope?
It's gonna be my wedding ring. I'm wearing it early because I'm quite fond of it. And Bree said I'm more than welcome to wear it. So
nice.
I chose to, but you can't really see it. But there's trees in the metal, like the forest.
That thing's dope.
Yeah.
I tell Randy, like all the time, or mostly all the time, when we talk or have a phone call, that I'm like super proud of him, and he also lives kind of a life that I want to live, but it's. Oh yeah, I'm 27 right now, so that period of like I want to do what you were doing is like 5 years too late.
Yeah, they say, I hear this a lot. They say it's never too late, and I'd like to believe that's true. You know, I personally am still not ready for. I would like to have a life like that too. I want to settle down and do my own thing, and like you, I'm very proud of the boy. I've known him since what is it, 7th, 8th grade? 8th grade, yeah. Now you're just out there, killing it, doing adulting, as they say. Just kind of killing it, doing your own thing. Yeah, I personally though, yeah, of course, anytime. But I personally am not ready for that. I like the life I live, even though
No one
other
ever
people
is.
might not. You know?
Just so you know, man, I'm a firm believer. No one is ever ready.
Yeah, probably true.
No one's ever ready, man. Even if people like, even if you like totally go the miles to like plan a child and have it completely organized and try to make yourself as ready as you possibly can, you're still not going to be ready.
Oh yeah.
You learn as you come, man. There's so many new experiences, and I'm not thinking that I've reached a certain level of enlightenment by any means by having a child, but it is something that you do have to experience to fully understand. I'm a firm believer in that, and
Yeah.
You do hear that a lot in terms of having children.
it itself changes you absolutely. So I mean,
And
prior to having a child, I had no fucking direction at all, and I had no intentions of having a child either. I thought to myself I didn't want to bring another kid in this world, but I'm so glad that I did. It was totally such a radical change, and it ended up being so much for the better.
It's sick though.
there's
It's good for a lot of people. It helps them out. It straightens them out. And they find. Makes me think of the guy that plays Jay in Jay and Silent Bob in this newest one.
Jay Muse.
Kevin, yeah, Kevin Smith's talking a lot about how he like makes a really good dad. You wouldn't have guessed it with the way he like acts and is and shit.
mm,
But he used to be like a heroin addict, and you know, now he's been sober for like 10 years or something, and he's just cool with raising his daughter, making the film every once and again, every now and
he
then.
actually streams fucking video games once in a while.
Oh, that's cool.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, I got to catch a couple of the streams. He's fucking awesome.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kevin Smith and Jay Muse. Hell yeah.
And so fun fact, speaking about parenthood, well, this is, I guess, dating in my general area in my life currently. I had a conversation with the same coworker that I was talking about earlier, but I've explained from a guy who's 27 and currently in South Carolina, where there's a whole bunch of generic blondes, and then single moms, and the very rare not like. And we are back. We're live and ready to go. All right, well, boys, it was fun talking about all this miscellaneous stuff, but I gotta work in the morning. I gotta work at 1 my time, and it's currently almost 4 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. Definitely love talking to both of you, especially I would be super down to have like another episode either on our podcast or your podcast, Clay. But everyone who's listening, everyone listening, thank you so much for listening, and hopefully you tune in for more stuff on my side of Randy's and also Clay's. Peace out, Cub Scouts.
Later, dude.
Later, man. Much love.
Oh, sweet.
Boys. This is even better and perfectly because it's for the debut of your show, and now that Dakota's gone, you now take up the entire screen.
I'm all huge.
Yeah, you
are.
Fantastic.
I got the floor.
Yeah, I'm a little blurb up in the corner. It's perfect. I love it.
Works out.
Yeah, man.
I'm really glad, man. I was able to dig this podcast back up, just to have with you guys. Essentially, it's been a blast,
man. It's fun. I'm really glad that you and Dakota know each other now. I would have never. It's just two worlds that existed in my life that I never thought would collide, you know. But
it's a small world. He's really cool too, you know.
He used to be my roommate.
I wasn't sure. Yeah, we talked about that.
It was fantastic.
I'm not sure if we did on the podcast, but yeah, it's. Oh yeah, I asked in when I did your guys' podcast where you guys met.
Yeah, that's right. You certainly did.
That's sick. I remember you telling me I was gonna meet him that night. And of course, you never know what to expect when you meet a new
Oh
person,
yeah.
but he's really
Uh,
dope. We have a lot of common and everything.
oh
So
yeah.
that's
And
sick. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the podcast, I used to call this unpopular opinions. I just wanted to do a podcast. I didn't really think much about the name. I was also unfamiliar with Joe Rogan, the biggest podcaster, which is pretty funny.
yeah.
Um, and I just wanted to get it out there right off the bat that I was going to say whatever the fuck I wanted
Mhm.
during the podcast. No matter who you are watching this, just know, this is just my unfiltered stream of consciousness vomiting onto the internet. So, don't take anything I say in these podcasts too seriously, because I'm just here to have fun. But unpopular seemed a little on the nose. So I was, I knew I wanted to bring it back. I didn't know what I wanted to call it, and I sat around thinking about it for a long time. And I thought, I just all I know is I want to call it something else. And then everybody had that reaction that I told. I had that reaction to myself when I thought it. I was like, huh, little cartoon light bulb.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a real good podcast name, especially for the type of shit that we do here. We just
Absolutely.
get on, have a good time. It's something else.
Yeah. And I think it's important that the average Joe is making content. We're not celebrities. We're not extraordinary people. Like I think you guys are extraordinary
Mm-hmm.
people, but I don't think you're at an extraordinary place in life. You know what I mean? We're not. We're down to earth. We're average Americans at heart. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, the working class should always have a voice, to put
Yeah,
it briefly,
absolutely.
because like you said, there's these people all over the world, these insane people that are capable of things I could never imagine, or maybe if I dreamed a little harder. But like you see these people doing double backflips in the Olympics. I'm trying to think of examples, but mainly just random little clips I've seen throughout my life of people doing this insane shit that requires so much practice and dexterity and motivation. And
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
hours
no,
and
I don't,
hours and hours of practice. Hours,
yeah.
hours.
And those people, how many people would really listen to their podcast?
I don't really
To
listen
be
to my.
honest,
I don't listen to my own podcast.
really.
Yeah, really, honestly, I was there. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how I feel. I mean, I
Oh
probably should
yeah.
try to get better, but then I feel like I'm putting too much thought into what I'm saying and it's less organic. Like I want to work on trying to be a better human being in general. And if I can work on being a better being in general, that'll therefore make me a better human being on camera. And then everybody benefits from Randy trying to be a better person to the environment around him and what comes out of his mouth and the ideas that he has. It totally sounds narcissistic for me to be trying to speak about myself in the third person, but that's
I
those are
get
the
a
words
lot of
I'm going
that.
for. Huh?
It's hard. Yeah, no, I get that too. But it's hard though, because you are you. That's what I tell myself. I'm like, but I am me. Like, I have to think about myself some fucking times.
Yeah.
Like, simply put, I am me. Like, someone's got to do it.
Yeah. I'm always a big advocate for what's called, I believe they call it mindfulness.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Maybe I got a little bit more of an ego than you do, which is probably true.
Oh,
But I listen. I always listen back to my podcasts.
I
I don't
put
know what it is. I like seeing what I think it's because I never see that version of myself. I never see me from other people's perspective. I think the podcasts were one of the first opportunities I had to do that.
I struggle with ego just as much as the next guy, man. I just put on a face, you know.
Oh
But
yeah.
I struggle with ego. It's especially when you're in a relationship and you're in a relationship with someone that you know very well. Like me and my lady been together for 4 years. but she'll say something it'll attack my ego. It's like she's right, she's totally right, but it hit my ego. You know what I mean? And I think that's where ego comes out the most. Because for the most part, I don't really have to deal with other human beings like for a consistent period of time to where I even have to feel a certain way about the situation at all. I majority of the time at work I'm working alone. So it's
Mm.
mostly when my relationship with my wife is probably the most complex relationship that I have. Period. You know what I mean? My relationship with my daughter is really simple. I think being her father has come decently easy to me. I think it's the actual taking care of her part where I was able to get a lot of pointers from my mom. But as far as like my father daughter relationship as a whole, I understand my place in her life, and that has come very easy to me to be a father figure to her because I am her father. But
You are you. Yep. Hell yeah.
my relationship with
I
my
see what
wife
you're
is
saying
where
too.
is where I find myself having to test myself the most, and I feel like that's just a part of marriage, and I think that's one of the greatest parts of a long term relationship is I think it does help you work on yourself in a way that I think can be different than going through multiple partners to learn about yourself. It's just different. Like you can
Yeah.
achieve different results with a long term progression of a project. Like if your partner's telling you for the same thing for fucking years on end that this is how they feel and they're telling you this for this long, like clearly there's a pattern in your activity and there's something deep down embedded in you repeating this pattern.
Yeah, and the longer you spend with one person, the more you can kind of work on things like that without feelings getting too in the way. And you feel
Right.
more comfortable around the person you're with. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
I'm glad you're able to experience something like that. I've had little tastes in the past. It's a good feeling for sure.
yeah, definitely. But then at the same time, it becomes it's a balance. You see, because all your problems become their problems, so you get a lot of help with all of your problems if you have someone who's truly committed like that. And but at the same time, all of their problems then become your problems, and whether you like it or not, you then took on that burden because if the shoe was on the other foot, they'd be taking on that burden, and they do it. So it's it's a balance.
Yeah, that's for sure. Me personally, in a lot of my earlier relationships, you don't get that. Maybe it's because of my young, hyperactive mind or whatever. But I was
Are you on
oddly
Tinder?
selfish with some girls. What?
Are you on Tinder?
Tinder?
Yeah.
I did. I made one a few years ago, but I've never used it seriously.
Oh my
You
God!
know,
Don't
I
don't that don't use it seriously. Use it. Use the shit out of it, but don't use it seriously.
oh yeah, I've never been one to like go after the quick lays.
I heard
When
you.
it happens, it
No,
happens.
I'm
But
not even saying a quick lay. You don't even have to get on there to get laid. I know a lot of people say it's a get laid app, bro, but you don't have to get on there to get laid. But I know you're saying you wanted to put yourself out there, man. That's a way to put yourself out there. That's a way to get you chatting with some people, bro.
oh
That
yeah, that's the one thing everyone's still using.
yeah,
That's for
man.
sure.
Yeah, man.
It's a good way to do
That
it.
shit's popping.
I might check it out again.
Get you out and about.
But yeah, just
You
for
got your
fun.
you got your own pad, man. You got smoke.
Those are two essentials.
Yep.
Yeah, I
That's
forgot
all
how we
me and
got
my
on this
lady ever really
subject,
needed, man.
but I'm not too.
Was a room and
Huh?
some smoke. That's all me and my lady ever needed, man. Was a room and some smoke. We're chill. We're
Yeah,
vibing.
hey,
We're laughing.
hey,
We listen to music.
the girls that are into that are a real gem. The ones that don't like going out partying all the time and all that bullshit. I mean, it's,
Oh,
once in a while, obviously. Nothing against partying, but
she doesn't like to party, but she likes to go out. She likes to shop.
yeah,
Oh man, does she like to online shop? God damn, does this woman like to online shop? Amazon.
Oh, I love online shopping. I've never been a fan of standing around in stores and changing rooms and.
No. I like to online shop as well. But I like to online shop if I'm making large purchases. I don't like the $20 online shopping, $40 online shopping. I like the big purchases.
Oh yeah. Well, I love day and age, especially having Amazon and stuff. Just being able to pick out a whole bunch of stuff and it shows up the next day. Sometimes you even forget you ordered it. You're like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that I've never ordered that many packages at a time. I always had the self-control to tell myself, oh, well, I already have one package on the way. I don't even think about the next one. I'm just, at that point, I'm checking the tracking number.
Oh, I always check my tracking numbers usually, but I started using Amazon so frequently to get like food and stuff for the house so I wouldn't have to fucking leave that, I would put in like a couple orders. And so I'd never forget I ordered something, but we'll say like the next day it'll show up. I'm like, oh, damn. That was fast. Okay.
Yeah. Well, man, I think I'm ready to wrap this episode up.
Yeah, I was about to call it as well. I think while we're still getting our footing, figuring out this new, we're still figuring out how we're going to do this from a technical standpoint.
Yeah.
Well, I like where we're headed so far,
I do as well. I think we're really on to something here, and I look forward to doing more work with you in the future, man.
For sure, dude. This has been a good time. I think just to wrap her up, give a proper outro. This has been Unpopular Opinions /
Here's someone.
There you go.
Cody and Randy.
Yeah. I'm Clay. And let's keep this train rolling, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely. All right.
All right, dude.
Folks,